Herkese merhaba arkadaşlar, ben Deniz Yıldırım. Blacksad oyunumuza kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz arkadaşlar. Hemen hiç lafı uzatmadan hemen girelim oyuna arkadaşlar. Evet, burada kalmıştık arkadaşlar. Bir Biz
It
aramıştık
was like
arkadaşlar.
this when I got here.
Did you call the police?
No, only you.
Good. Calm down. I'll take care of this.
Şöyle bir bakalım. Ne varmış burada?
Bingo.
What is it?
Nothing. Just a freshly signed contract.
Evet, burada ne varmış?
What are you doing?
Do you like sardines?
Excuse me?
Do you like sardines?
Ah,
Deftere yazdık arkadaşlar. Hemen. Düşünelim. Düşünelim arkadaşlar. Ne olabilir? Bununla bu olabilir mi? Evet.
It's pretty clear that Helen Moore's cigarette case was a gift from O'Leary.
Biraz daha bakalım. Şöyle. Burada ne varmış? Buna bakmıştık arkadaşlar.
Not that I suspected otherwise, but it's obvious they weren't looking for money.
Sanırım buraya
Looks like the burglar isn't interested in bureaucracy.
did they take anything?
No. Although,
Ne diyor?
when you went in the hospital room to get your purse, did you get the gun as well?
Yes. Isn't it there? I put it back. I'd rather not go through that again.
I'm afraid I don't believe you.
Suit yourself.
Düşünelim arkadaşlar. Değil. Bununla bu. Bu da değil. Şunu niye seçmiyor anlamadım. Bir dakika buldum. Bununla. Pardon o devre değil. Bununla. Bununla bu. Bunun ile bu olabilir mi? Hayır. Neyse arkadaşlar. Buluruz onu.
Had you already finished looking through these papers?
I wish.
Well, I guess you'll enjoy sorting all this again.
Evet. Çıkabilir miyim lütfen? Anladığım kadarıyla arkadaşlar
Is
böyle
this
bir
yours?
I think it
Ucuz
belongs to
değil.
the new
Anladım
cleaning
kadarıyla.
lady. Mary just wasn't working out, so she left.
Clarice Freeman?
Yes. You think she did this?
Buradan dışarıya çıkartmıyor. Peki böyle gidebiliyor mu? Oradan birini gördü ve yukarı doğru gitmeye başladı. Olabilir. Evet, düşünelim şimdi. Kim olabilir arkadaşlar o? Evet, mantıklı.
If she's still in love, why does she claim she hates him? What is she hiding?
Bir tane daha. Bu değil ya. Şu olabilir. Ya da bununla bu. Bu değil. Acaba olabilir mi? Değil. Ne oldu? Şunu niye seçmiyor anlamadım. Diskalifiye mi oldu? Neyse. İçeriye de sokmuyor şimdi. Evet. Şöyle önüne geçse. Sokuyor mu? Yok. Buradan burada arkadaşlar. nedir ya? Bir şey buldum mesela. Çıkabiliyor muyuz?
Wait here, please.
Çıkabiliyor muyuz? Ben bilmiyordum arkadaşlar. Çıkamıyormuşuz. Çıkamıyormuşuz diye düşünüyorum. Kadın ölmüş. Kim öldürdü ya? Bir not var.
Could be a knife wound. The murder was brutal.
Evet. Bıçaklanmış arkadaşlar.
I can just picture her saying, "Honey, I found a job. We're finally gonna make ends meet."
Bu neymiş?
Ah, damn.
Ailesi. Üzücü bir sahne arkadaşlar.
I want you to call the police, Sonia, and then go straight to a friend's house. Don't even think about going home, and definitely don't come back here.
I'm staying at a friend's house. I haven't even set foot in my father's place yet.
Good. Do you have the keys? If the murderer didn't find what he was looking for, that might be his next stop, if he hasn't been there yet.
Üzücü bir sahne arkadaşlar. Bakalım bu kadını kim bıçaklamış onu öğrenelim.
For once I had the keys to the place, which meant I wouldn't have to use my lockpicks or...
Vur. Vur. Sen güçler. Benim ofisi kim bu abi? Ofis değil abi. Evet. Bu evi kim abi bu hale getirdi?
It looks like Dunn had already begun to move his things. Dunn? Thorpe? No idea. And these two, they look familiar. It's hard to believe that a pair of boxing fists could play something like this, although I'm sure he had the lungs for it.
Evet. Arkadaşlardan kullanırdı. Saksafon çalardı arkadaşlar. Şu neymiş?
I seem to recall Sonia being mad about the pictures, but who knows?
Şuralara bakalım arkadaşlar. Bunu yerleştirelim. Tamam.
Could this be the origin of Sonia's interest in business management?
Sonya'nın evi arkadaşlar. Evet.
What's this doing here? One of the very few teen idols who only got better with age. Elaine. I think that was Dunn's wife's name, according to Jake.
Şuraya da arkadaşlar. Yine pek bir şey bulamadım. Onun yerine şuralara bakalım. Buralara da varmış.
Wow. Could Dunn really afford such luxuries? Or did he only want to impress Mary?
Evet. Bojandır arkadaşlar.
Is this how he got in?
Camı kırmış arkadaşlar.
This is too private. You still looked at her every morning, so many years later, with a new love? Maybe we don't need to forget. Maybe pain just transforms into, I don't know, something. Another empty closet.
Mutfağa bakmış mıyım? Hatırlamıyorum. Bakmadım.
Ready-made meals on airplane trays in front of the TV. Who would have thought we'd end up eating like this? Dunn died 4 days ago, and that lettuce still looks okay. Sardines. It's been open for a few hours.
Açık kalmış arkadaşlar. Bir saniye. Şurada bir şey yok. Evet, mantıklı.
It's pretty clear that the burglar came by the house before heading to the gym, which means he probably didn't find what he was looking for in here.
Bir saniye.
Of course. Now I see how Dunn bought the apartment he was going to share with Mary. This place has to be empty in 2 weeks for the new owners. I wonder if Sonia knows about this. No matter how hard I look, I'm not getting anywhere. I need to talk with Sonia, and maybe with her uncle Tim.
Uncle amcaya bakalım.
It brings back, I don't know.
Good memories?
An optimist, are we? It's like remembering the last day of summer. Scenes full of joy, picturesque landscapes, and yet the light is faint and the air is still, the calm before the storm.
I know that feeling.
I figured that much. I can see it in your eyes. We met in the Army. We were all professional athletes. They called us the Olympic Five.
Who's the guy on the right?
Angus Mitchell, our combat medic, and a doctor with the New York Warriors. It was Spanow who got him assigned to our platoon.
Mitchell doktormuş. Size ve arkadaşlar, evet. Onun arkadaşı.
Who's the guy on the left?
Ah, Viktor Sukovsky, the athlete. You've probably heard of his medals.
Hey, isn't that Craig Spano? The guy on the Morley's billboards?
Yes, indeed. Our captain. He was the oldest, after all, and star of the New York Warriors. He was an orphan, you know. But he loved the sport so much that he said baseball was his family. He was the one who had Mitchell assigned to our platoon.
What about you?
I had just signed with the Milestones. I hadn't even played my first game, but people said I had a bright future ahead of me.
And you did. The cop at the hospital sure seemed happy to be the proud owner of a Tim Ironarm Thorpe autograph.
Who would have thought that I'd end up becoming Tim Iron Legs Thorpe?
What happened?
I fought the Nazis for 2 years, up there in the sky, over Europe. And I never set foot in a field hospital. 3 years later, I crossed the street without looking. And look at me now.
Was Dunn already boxing?
Yes, he was. I had already seen him fight before I even met him. He was as humble in the ring as he was in life. He'd always let his rivals take the initiative. I remember how he barely dodged the blows. If you didn't look at his feet, it seemed like he wasn't even moving. And the footwork, pure dancing. You could almost hear the music. The song would play until his opponent was exhausted. Then came the drum roll, followed by Dunn's victory by KO.
What happened to all of them?
Zhukovsky died the same day they injured Dunn. Dunn received an honorable discharge and came home. He quit boxing and opened his gym. Mitchell was redeployed to a field hospital. Spano and I continued in the same unit, but nothing was ever the same. You see what I meant with the last day of summer. And after the war, well, who the hell cares?
I do. What happened to Mitchell after the war?
Mitchell? Who knows? We lost touch. I hope he's doing well.
What happened to Spano?
Well, you've seen the billboards. He made it big time. When I was forced to retire, I got him some advertising deals. That's how I founded this agency. But then, something happened to him. He became sullen. He fell out of shape, and slowly but surely lost touch with reality. He withdrew from public life and broke off our friendship. Haven't heard from him in, 3 years? And believe me, I've tried to contact him.
You think Spano might have been involved in Dunn's death?
Spano? No way. He and Dunn were always... Well, Spano's changed so much that it's hard to say.
I think I saw Mitchell not too long ago, but I can't remember where.
Seriously? Please try to remember. I'd love to hear from him again.
I'll do my best.
Allow me to double your wage. You have to find the murderer. Maybe Dunn stayed in touch with Mitchell or Spano. Maybe even with both. But he never told me anything. Maybe Sonia knows.
I doubt it, but that's not the only question I've got for her. May I?
Yes?
Sonia?
No, she's not here. Who's calling?
Where is she?
Evet arkadaşlar, çok üzgünüm. Kedinin yanına geldik. Ne diyor?
Was your father still in...
Have you ever wished you'd never been born?
What? Yeah, sometimes.
Then we're both in the same boat. The first time was right after moving to New York. I hated my mother. She was the reason we moved from the countryside and the smell of freshly mowed grass to this dirty city and the smell of medicine. Her medicine. The second time was after she died. I hated myself for having hated her before, for not having loved her enough. The third time was when my father shut himself off. I hated him for that, for abandoning me, for giving in to the booze. Now he's dead, so take a guess.
You hate yourself for having hated him.
Yes, but that's not the worst of it. The problem is I don't know how to live without hating him. Over the last few years, everything I've done was meant to push my father far away. to avoid being like him, to avoid making his same mistakes. Without him, I just don't know who I am. And you won't even let me hate Bobby, which might actually help me.
Careful who you hate. They all seem to end up dead.
You think I don't know that? I need someone to blame. Without that someone, I have only myself to hate.
Hate me. A good detective would have found the killer by now.
That's nonsense. You've already come so far. I'm sorry I haven't been a little more grateful.
In any case, you shouldn't hate yourself. You are... No, you have such good qualities. You are both beautiful and smart.
Are you really trying to flatter me now?
No, Seriously, I didn't mean to... Sorry.
Anyway, can we just drop the subject? Did you go to my father's apartment?
Yes, the thief went there before coming to the gym, which leads me to believe he didn't find what he was looking for.
And what was he looking for?
That's what I intend to find out, with your help. Your dad had great taste in music.
You think? Let me guess. The same taste you have, right?
Exactly.
You don't know how happy that makes me.
Your father sold his apartment. The new owners move in 2 weeks.
What?
I'm sorry. I think he used the money to buy a new place with Mary Purnell. You'll have to talk to her sooner or later.
My father. Even now, he finds new ways to make me hate him.
I saw your old room.
That's embarrassing. I see you were dead serious about me hating you.
I'm also a fan of Frank Papalia.
Oh, yeah, the poster. I only liked him because my father thought he was too modern. But I'm glad we agree. I thought you shared my father's taste in music.
It's odd that there are practically no toys or memories of your childhood in the room, except for a small music box.
That box? It might just be my last happy memory. It's from before my mother got sick and we moved here. I loved reading stories about pirates. So my father drew a treasure map for me. I searched the whole house, one clue at a time. It led me to this enormous tree in the yard where Daddy had put up a tire swing. X marks the spot, so I dug to find my treasure. I loved the music it played, the ballerina and the little secret compartment. Oh, the secrets I kept in there.
I think it's the first time I heard you call your father Daddy.
Really?
Evet arkadaşlar, yeni bilgiler öğrendik.
Did the abacus inspire you to dabble in finances?
The most useful gift anybody has ever given me.
A gift from your mother?
From my Uncle Tim. He used to say that in this day and age, a woman should know how to count. My father didn't agree, but he didn't oppose it either. People thought he was a liberal because of his attitude towards racial issues. But at home, things were different.
I found a baseball glove with Spano's autograph in your room.
Oh, I've never seen it. My father must have put it there, although I don't remember him having a signed glove.
I found a picture taken during the war.
The Olympic 5.
Did you meet any of them, besides your father and uncle?
Well, Uncle Tim actually isn't my uncle.
No?
He and my father loved each other like brothers. Did he tell you that he saved his life?
Your father saved Thorpe?
They were flying over Brittany in a 3-unit fighter plane. Zukovsky was the pilot, my father was the co-pilot, and my uncle manned the machine gun. Suddenly, enemy fire killed Zukovsky and injured my father, which is why he never boxed again. My uncle jumped out of the gun turret, ran to the cockpit, and managed to pilot the plane to safety. Oh, the times my father told me that story. And now...
You still have your uncle.
Yes, I guess you're right. Maybe he can also save me.
Did you ever meet Spano? What can you tell me about him?
I think I saw him once, but I was just a little girl. I think my uncle turned him into a star. That was a long time ago.
Did you ever meet Mitchell, the doctor?
Mitchell? The lizard? No, never. Why?
Oh, nothing. I think I've seen him somewhere. Well, I think you've already answered all my questions.
It's about time. I thought you were waiting for me to freeze out here. Anyway. Thanks for the company.
Ne demek?
Sonia, thank you.
Aren't you coming?
I knew I was looking at a solution, but what exactly needed solving?
Dört tane şey olacak arkadaşlar. Alakası yok. Hiç alakası. Bir saniye. Şu adamlar. Evet, mantıklı. Bir tane bu.
Maybe Dunn used the same hiding place once more.
Bu kim? Bu da kim? Arkamdan biri saldırıyor.
I'll never understand why detectives and criminals bluster while they fight each other in the pictures. What a waste of breath, focus, and energy.
Öldük ya. Hayır. Hayır. Bas bas bas bas bas bas bas bas.
Personally, I prefer to save my breath for the final roar.
Attı bizi arkadaşlar. Lanet olsun. Ben öldüreceğim adamı.
I'll never understand why detectives and criminals bluster while they fight each other in the pictures. What a waste of breath, focus, and energy.
Lanet olsun. Lanet olsun. Lanet olsun. Kafasına vur. Aferin. Nasıl çarptı? Bizim kafamı dağıtıyor.
It's not the lack of credibility in the screenplay that bothers me.
Çok çekti. Su. Bizi görüyor ya.
Plus, it's actually pretty handy.
Geri çekil. Bir tane vur.
When a crook talks to you in the middle of a fight, you know you're up against a rookie.
Uçağı ben alacağım. Sen düşün. Görüşürüz. Adamım. Yardım et. Yardım etmemiz lazım. Mıydı bilmiyorum ama yardım etmeliyiz. Size çünkü arkamızdan anlatıyor. Ama ölmüş abi.
What did they say?
Nothing serious. I lost another one of my 9 lives.
Bizi öldürmeye hiç çıkmadık abi.
Oh, this hurts.
Got many left?
I'm in the red. He hasn't woken up yet?
Nope. We're gonna be here a while. Vulpine, 7 letters.
Crafty.
Crafty?
C-R-A-F. No, that's 6.
Şöyle bir bakalım. Ne var? Beynimize yazıyor bunlar arkadaşlar. İlginç. Hep aynı şey burada. Amaç ne? Şöyle bir bakalım. Botla beynimize yazdık. İyi. Bunu da yazdım.
Wait, I know. Vulpine, 7 letters. Cunning. What are you looking for?
Nothing. Will he live?
He'll live.
So what have you found out?
Randall Lee. Apparently in love with our penitentiary system, judging by the frequency of his visits. Theft, assault, extortion, minor things of the sort.
Any partners?
Always works alone. He's never ratted out his employers, provided they exist. Did you find anything? Is this our man? Do you have proof?
Karşı. Bir daha yapalım. Yaklaştık diye düşünüyorum. Merhaba, sizin. Bayağı olduğunu söylüyor arkadaşlar. Bir saniye arkadaşlar. Evet, bununla bu arkadaş. Evet, bunun arkadaş.
Looks like we know who tore his pants following Clarice Freeman up to the rooftop.
Ve onu öldüren kişiyi de bulduk arkadaşlar. Bu sayede.
His pants have a tear in them. I found a piece of that same fabric at the gym, on the stairs that lead to the rooftop where we found the second body.
Makes sense, but how many pairs of ripped pants are walking around New York City? I don't call that evidence.
Evet.
The guy who broke into the gym in Dunn's place has a thing for sardines. Did you smell his breath?
Right, because there's only one sardine fanatic on this side of the Hudson. I need something more.
I saw footprints from those very same shoes next to both the Jim murders.
Unless you're telling me that shoe is a limited edition, I'm gonna need something else.
Evet arkadaşlar bununla bu olmaz.
One of the thugs that attacked me the other night had a snout just like his.
I'm sorry, but you can't incriminate someone based solely on species. What else you got?
What more do you need? I've given you 4 pieces of evidence.
None of which are conclusive.
He tried to throw me off the rooftop.
Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. He's our man.
No, he's not our man.
Make up your mind.
He's just a puppet. Someone is pulling his strings.
Could it be Yale?
He's hiding something for sure. But I don't think he did it. By the way, was he discharged? His room is empty.
They let him out yesterday. He's in police custody now. You can tell he's an athlete. Made quite the comeback. Anyone else would have taken 10 times as long. Anyway, he better be fine. You know they've ordered me to escort him to Madison Square Garden on the day of the fight.
That's the first I hear of it.
Quick, what do you want? Good cop or bad cop?
I'm the good guy. Good thing someone took out the trash.
No wonder you were saved by garbage, you piece of trash. But you're gonna wish it hadn't.
Go to hell, you dog. Don't pay any attention to flat feet, Mr. Lee. Yeah, you're in a tight spot, but there's always a way out. We have proof that you killed Joe Dunn and Clarice Freeman. I'll call your bluff. You ain't got nothing.
Are you acquainted with our usual witness program? For a modest sum, they'll say they saw your sorry snout when and where we tell them to.
We're no strangers to false evidence. We could arrest your sorry ass for more crimes than you've committed.
Although it is odd that my partner won't offer you a deal in exchange for telling us who hired you.
What can you offer me? We could significantly reduce your sentence. I could testify that you helped me on the rooftop. You're pathetic. Is that why you never got in the police force, Blacksad? Did you fail the good cop, bad cop test? I won't say a word. And believe me, you stand to lose. Care for a piece of advice? If I were you, I'd fear for my life. I'm afraid that...
Whoa!
Watch out!
Biri vurdu arkadaşlar. Az. Adam da vurdu. Evet. Şuradan bak şuraya.
I'm afraid that...
Whoa!
Watch out!
Bu da basıyor. Kabul ettim.
I'm afraid that...
Whoa!
Watch out!
Bir yerde o kişi bir yerde bizi de vurabilir. Aşağı inmem lazım. Aşağı yukarı. Ha, gördüm. Biz de vurulduk arkadaşlar. Bir tane nişancı var arkadaşlar. Evet, orada gördüm. Tek atmış.
Luckily, Smirnov's wound wasn't as bad as Randall's. Unfortunately, the police found nothing on the nearby rooftops. Our best shot at finding the killer was gone, so I went back to my previous lead.
It's from before my mother got sick and we moved here. I loved reading stories about pirates, so my father drew a treasure map for me. I searched the whole house, one clue at a time. It led me to this enormous tree in the yard where Daddy had put up a tire swing.
Evet. Fatura var. Hatırlamamız gereken bir şey mi istiyor? Anlamadım. Ne varmış yani? İki.
Bing bang!
Hello, Smirnoff residence.
You're
Blacksad
dead!
here.
No, I got you with my lasso!
Can you quiet down, kids?
Dunn got killed for stirring the hornet's nest.
And you confessed your crime!
Kids, please.
He'd been investigating athletes for months, including Helen Moore and Al Stone, among others. Dunn's notes aren't all that clear, and I'm not sure what he was after. But I'd say we're facing a widespread corruption case.
Well, if you're right, that could be some dangerous evidence. Bring it here ASAP.
Sure, but there's something important that I need to finish first. I wanted to follow a certain lead on my own before Smirnov had the chance to see anything. According to his notebook, Dunn had seen Craig Spano at Sam's Diner just 4 days before his death.
Get out of here, pussy!
I have some questions for you.
Oh, well, maybe I don't have answers for a pussy.
It might have been easier to slap the information out of him, but I decided to trust in a universal truth. Everyone is guilty of something. You don't know who I am, right?
Don't know and don't care. Come on, spit it out.
I'm John H. Blackmore from the Consumer Protection Office.
Oh, yeah, right. There are some real freaks around here, so I have to be firm, you know? Have you eaten? Dinner's on the house.
Only if you don't treat me like the rest of your clients. You have far too many complaints. Will you cooperate?
Sure, go ahead. Your call. Always at your disposal, Inspector. Ask away.
Fear turned him soft and made him talk. Sure enough, Dunn had been there a few days back with a chimpanzee who matched Spano's description. Apparently, the guy still lived with his father. Dunn said he couldn't stay there a day more. For the time being, he would move into his place.
Wait a minute here. What does consumer protection have to do with that chimp?
We worked together at the Consumer Protection Office. He came in pretending to be a client, and you insulted him.
Me? Whoa, I barely even talked to him.
Which is even worse. Dunn had taken Spano to his place. I wanted to believe that when Randall Lee broke into the apartment, Spano fled to his former address. But where could that be?
Evet. Ne olabilir? Valla. Olabilir. Evet. Bu. Bunun da. Bu. Sana da bu. Evet.
I gotcha. If the living have rich and poor neighborhoods, so do the dead. In the mid-19th century, Greenwood became the resting place to the city's most distinguished citizens. Thinkers, scientists, writers, inventors, artists, businessmen, politicians, police officers, thieves, pimps, and murderers. Here lie the bodies of the soulless minds that raised New York from the ground up. Now you know where to go to become somebody in the Big Apple.
Evet arkadaşlar, bir bölümün daha sonuna geldik. Beni izlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ederim. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere.